Hello, this is Clayton Hicks, the CEO and founder of H7 Global Network, H7 Network as well. And this is Behind the Network, where we'll be interviewing our members and our leaders. And it somewhat kind of takes the place of our member zones that we normally would do in the in-person H7 meetings. But now that we're doing our virtual meetings, we want to allow our members to get to know the other members that exist throughout the country. And this is a great way to do this. So today, we have Ron Harper with Videos on Your Website. Ron has been a member for going on 10 years in just a couple of months. Ron has been on almost all of our virtual calls. He's really making an impact on the community while all this stuff is going on. And so we just wanted to share a little bit more about Ron. And so Ron, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first, and welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. I am a creative. I've always been a creative. From school age all the way up, I was writing. I was interested in radio and TV. Went to school and got a degree in telecommunications and got my first job in radio, worked town to town and up and down the dial, like the song says. And went through some small markets, went through some larger markets, did some really neat things with broadcasting from interesting places and talking to interesting people. But basically, I was on the air doing a morning show. For a time, I had a partner, and that was fun. I got to be really creative. I got to do some comedy and write some comedy. And then I got into commercial production, which I found out I had a real talent for, and I really loved to write and produce not your basic commercial, just something else that would sell the product and be entertaining at the same time. So I landed in Cincinnati in 2001, and I came here to work for a group of radio stations. In 2006, they sold that group to a smaller group who came in and cut a lot of people and made a lot of drastic changes. So I was out for a couple of years, but ended up running a photo lab, and then started Videos on Your Website in 2010, 2009, I think.
2009.
Just by going out and buying a prosumer camera, some lights, a couple of microphones, and started networking, and people were interested in that. It was the right time to do that as well. So that built itself. We grew. I bought better equipment, and last year was my best year ever.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about your family, Ron. Tell us a little bit about your family.
I'm married for almost 25 years, I think, and next year it'll be 25 years, to Teresa, who works remotely for IMED Exotica. And we have a cat now. Sage is 3 years old. We had two that we lost a couple of years ago. So that's really a sad part, because I love cats. I've had one before I met Teresa, and they're just great animals, unconditional love. But you have one for 16, 17 years, and it's when they pass, it's a child. Your child passes, and it was heartbreaking, and still is. Just I still feel that pain. So they're both. They were both cremated. All three of them actually were cremated, and they're on the shelf in the front bedroom. But Sage is beautiful, diluted calico. She's sweet as heck, and we love her to death.
So share with us. Try to be as specific as you can. Maybe 2 or 3. Well, just give us some of your services that you offer. Let's just start there.
Okay. Well, in a perfect world, I will go out on location and shoot business videos. That's what I do. I don't do anything for weddings or family reunions. It's just for small business to do the kind of content that gets them noticed, that gets them found, that gets them shared on social media and on their websites. And what I like to do is talk a little bit. Usually the businesses will approach me and say, hey, we need to do something, or we need to do this specifically. And we'll come up with a plan. A lot of times we'll come up with at least a script or a partial script that I can write. And I go out, we pick a location, usually it's their business, we go out and shoot it. I come back and edit it, add all the graphics and the music and voiceover sometimes if that's needed. And then, you know, we turn it around. I've had just the basic, here's my business, here's what I do, all the way down to employee training, to the one thing we did right at the end of last year was a financial services company, and they were wanting to showcase their employees. And they came up with this idea. They said, we want to do a parody of The Office. I said, that's great. I would love to do that. And we set up the different kind of scenes. I had a friend of mine who was a composer do an office theme that was kind of, sort of, but not really. And we did the shots through the blinds like they do on the TV show, and the zooms and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. It turned out really well. Everybody loved it. So those kinds of projects are extremely fun. I've done a lot of stuff like that. A couple of things that I did for a company in Cincinnati that I can't show people because there's a non-disclosure agreement, but they are crazy. And they do some really wild stuff. So from that level all the way down to the frequently asked questions that I recently did with an elder law attorney, and her practice is in Medicare. So she's answering all these questions about it. And we do, 10 short little videos, one question each, that she can then roll out to her audience, to her clients as needed, and that becomes really powerful. And then there's the testimonials. Hey, I like Clayton Hicks Business because, and those are just gangbusters. I mean, people search reviews, and when you have a testimonial, a video testimonial on there about your business, it makes you that much more of an expert in people's eyes, and it's tremendous for business.
Awesome. So we only got about a minute left. So quickly, tell us 3 specific target markets that you have, so that the rest of the members can help identify and make connections for you. So be specific: person, company, industry.
Website designers and marketing people.
Okay.
The one thing that I like to say is businesses who you hear them say, people don't understand what we do.
Okay, that's
you can
good.
find somebody like that, that's a good COI. And the other is businesses who need to educate, business coaches, people like that really have a lot of content that they need to push out.
Ron, thank you so much for your time being on the call.
Thank you
for being on Behind the Network as we get creative to continue operating in this virtual world. And thanks for being a member for almost 10 years. Just a couple months, actually, will be your 10-year anniversary.
I know. I've watched you almost from the beginning, watched you start and grow and evolve, no pun intended. But it's been a big help for my business. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. That'll be it. This is from Clayton Hicks, founder and CEO of H7 Network and Behind the Network.